welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your most amazing host Rebecca Felgate, and today we're talking about the top 10 celebrities that went into hiding. Before we delve deep into the corners of this video, I just want to ask you guys watching to tell me who your favourite celebrity is, and also where would you go and hide if you needed to lay low for a while. I was going to tell you where I'd hide, but then I guess you'd be able to find me. So let's go with Cuba, although that's not really where I'd hide. Maybe it would be, because like rum. Okay, what does Celebland have for us today? Coming in at number 10, we have Taylor Swift. Thank goodness she's back now, but Taylor Swift went into hiding for over a year following a PR disaster that was the first half of 2016. As most of you know, I am Team Taylor all the way, but yeah, the media absolutely crucified the poor girl. Following her breakup with Calvin Harris and the Hiddle Swift drama and Snakegate, she was done. Between the summer of 2016 and the autumn of 2017, she was seldom seen in public. She was hiding her face even when she was. There were even rumours that she was secretly hauled up in London wearing a dark wig in public. Some people even thought that she exited and entered her New York home apartment in a box, which is a bit ridiculous, but maybe. Some fans were totally livid when a screen was erected to hide her from public view at her friend Abigail's wedding. Luckily, she stormed back onto the scene with her 2017 album Reputation, which addressed a lot of the reasons she went missing. From Taylor Swift to Susan Boyle, it's a natural transition at number 9. While it took Taylor a good 10 years in the public eye to finally snap, Susan Boyle, the unlikely success story of Britain's Got Talent in 2009, shot to fame and could not handle it. Susan has Asperger's syndrome, which made dealing with the spotlight a lot more challenging for her. After the finals of Britain's Got Talent, Boyle hid out in her home in Blackburn to avoid media attention. These days she still struggles to deal with it, and although she does step out to promote her music and tour occasionally, when she isn't performing she lives a very private life. Coming into number 8, we have comedian Dave Chappelle. While the award-winning comedian is back in the spotlight these days, Dave Chappelle took an 8-year hiatus with sporadic performances in between. Up until 2006, Chappelle was riding a wave of success. Esquire even called him the comic genius of America. He'd won several awards, he had his own documentary and a $50 million contract with Comedy Central. Despite all of that, Chappelle walked away from it all to live on a ranch in Ohio with his wife and family. However, in 2013 he dipped his toe back in the full-time waters, and these days he's pretty firmly back in the spotlight. Next up, we have a famous 60s sex icon who caused a scandal that shook Britain, leading her to quit the spotlight and go into hiding age 22. Of course, at number 7 we have Christine Keeler. Christine Keeler was at the centre of the Profumo affair. The affair was such a scandal because Keeler slept with both a Russian naval officer and John Profumo, the Secretary of State for War in England. Obviously a beautiful young socialite canoodling with a high-ranking English and Russian officer during the Cold War was a big cause for concern. This eventually led to her being crucified by the public and even sent to jail for 9 months for perjury. When she was released, she had 2 short-lived marriages, following which she pretty much became a recluse. Coming in at number 6, we have Greta Garbo. 3-time Academy Award nominated actress Greta Garbo absolutely hated the spotlight from the start. This caused friction between her and the studio. Despite being a darling of the screen in the mid-1920s and 30s, she snubbed awards ceremonies and social functions. She decided to retire from acting in the 1940s and preferred to live a life of solitude. She reportedly said to a friend, "I was tired of Hollywood. I did not like my work. There were many days when I had to force myself to go to the studio. I really wanted to live another life." Coming into number 5, we have Jennifer Hudson. Poor Jennifer Hudson had such a devastating ordeal to contend with. She'd already risen to fame by the time it made international news when her mother, brother and nephew were shot dead in their home in Chicago. Hudson then went into hiding for months to try and cope with her ordeal. She said that her faith helped her through the dark times. Now eventually, when she was ready to emerge from hiding, she secured an opening performance to the 2009 Super Bowl. Coming in at number 4, we have Agnetha Fältskog. ABBA were huge news in the 1970s and early 80s, making it from a small Swedish band to becoming an international super band. This all happened after they won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974. Agnetha and band member Bjorn Ulvaeus had a relationship and eventually got married and had children. The pair split and Bjorn wrote The Winner Takes It All. When the band finally split in 1982, Agnetha tried to go it alone, but from 1988 she took a 17-year hiatus. She moved back to Sweden, but she went to the isolated area of Eckerö. Coming into number 3, we have Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's mental struggles are a much discussed topic. The king of pop found fame as a child and then went it alone in 1970. Now, he reached the pinnacle pinnacle of his success in the early 80s with Thriller. Jackson's mental state started to decline significantly towards the end of the 90s, and by the turn of the millennia, he was plagued with child sex abuse allegations. This led to Jackson gradually retiring from public life and even having to close his personal sanctuary and hideout, Neverland. Jackson became more and more reclusive until money troubles forced his hand into a comeback, but unfortunately that wasn't to be either. Another star who had a meltdown and subsequently went into hiding for a while, we have Britney Spears at number 2. Britney became famous at a young age, and it's a tale as old as time really, she struggled to deal with it. Following her time in the Mickey Mouse Club, the Baby One More Time singer had become a huge international success before the age of 20. After a breakup with NSYNC frontman Justin Timberlake, Britney started going off the rails a bit. In 2007, she'd shaved her head and had a full-on meltdown. Spears then spent around 5 months in hiding after checking herself into rehab. Arguably, she needed a bit more time to heal, but these days she is back in the spotlight and seems more stable. Okay, a very controversial one at number 1, but if it's true, it will be the biggest and best celebrity hideout conspiracy of all time. We have Elvis. The king of rock reportedly died in 1977 after dropping dead on the toilet. The star had suffered some kind of drugs-related health issues and his weight had soared. However, a lot of people think that the star simply burned out and faked his death so that he could retire from public life. Indeed, since his death, there have been strings of Elvis sightings over the years, especially John Burroughs Gate. If Elvis is alive now, he would be in his 80s and would have successfully managed to evade public life for 40 years. So guys, that is our list. What do you guys think of these celebrity hiding stories? Also, do you think Elvis is still out there somewhere in hiding? Let me know in the comments section down below. For now, if you like this video, make sure you give it a good thumbs up, share it with a friend, and stay subscribed for more most amazing lists. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I'll see you next time.